Hello everyone, Wowman here. Let's take a look at where we're at as far as progress goes in the Enchanted Lake amusement park. And just to kind of give everybody a little bit of a reminder of what this park is all about, there's a buddy of mine way back from my high school days that has a very creative mind. He already has a career in the entertainment / amusement industry. For those of you that are familiar with the Wisconsin Dells area in Wisconsin, it's a very touristy, kind of tourist trap type place. He actually had an alien / UFO museum up in the Wisconsin Dells area for several years. And living in the Chicago area, he was a little bit far removed as far as being close and able to manage that area. So he ended up selling it and closing it and took a lot of the props, and he actually owns and manages a indoor glow-in-the-dark miniature golf right now, and it's very alien / space, Star Wars, etc., monster themed, and a lot of the props and things he had in his UFO museum are now in his miniature golf museum. Anyway, he drew up a plan for this amusement park called Enchanted Lake, and he hand drew a map or a drawing of what this park might look like, built a little model, and while I'm saying this, I'm doing some photo overlays so you could see some of the work he did to kind of envision this park. So he shared it with me, and I told him I would build it in Planet Coaster so that he could kind of see a 3D version of walking through the park. Now, his park is more of a low budget, smaller footprint than what I'm building in game here, so I have a much larger budget. Hey, it's a game, and I kind of went overboard in some areas, probably other than what he was really planning, but you could still get the general idea of walking through the park and seeing some of the things he wanted to come to life. And he still wants to build this park one day. We'll see if that ever happens, but let's look at what we've added to the park since we kind of talked about what would be like the main street or the shopping and restaurant district here that we have at the entrance to the park. So continuing around Enchanted Way, you could go to the left, and that's the pathway that will go around the lake. But going to the right here, we have Dino River. Whoa! So if you go down this entry path here, it takes you to the Dino River area. I'm going to zoom around a little bit. Sorry about the jerky video. This is the queue area, and I know I've posted a lot of detailed pictures and videos of this ride already in this thread, but just to kind of give you more of a 3D version of zooming around, there's the queue line, and here's the ride. He originally envisioned this ride to be more of a manual powered kind of paddle boat ride that went through the dinosaur area, but obviously in game there's nothing like that as far as the mechanics and options go, so I turned it into a full-fledged Jungle Cruise type boat ride through the dinosaur area and made it quite larger than he had in the footprint of his plan. But hey, I think it turned out pretty well. And I'm also trying to make this park a little bit believable by putting some backstage areas, so you could see there's a boat house back here where extra boats are stored and could be worked on, and maintenance could be done to them. And this back behind the scenes road goes around the perimeter of the park, and there's another warehouse / workshop area back here that continues into a backstage area in between these two attractions. And you could see this is where trucks and supplies could be brought in to supply the shops over here and the shop over here. And before we move off the backstage area, I also have a little bit of a boneyard back here just to add some details like that because, you know, parks like this might have a boneyard area. So kind of zooming back around to the Dino River area, there's a shop and a restaurant on the walkway here across from the entrance to the actual ride. Coming back out to Enchanted Way, there's a restroom building, and this is the Mystic Carousel ride that obviously juts out into the lake. So you could see all the trees and flowers that I placed around that. Moving a little further down the way, we have Merlin's Mystery Castle. This was envisioned to be a walk-through funhouse type attraction. Again, the game doesn't have a walk-through feature, but first of all, I built this entry plaza. There's a shop over there. There's a restaurant over here. And to do the walkthrough, I placed pathways through this building, and you could see there, this is more like a castle beginning, and then it gets into like funhouse type stuff with a mirror/glass maze. There's all kinds of tubes to walk through, some spider web rooms, and so on. So to get people to actually walk through this attraction, I put in a number of the I can't think of what they're called now. the like scenic view posts to lure people into the ride right here, whatever this is called. I'm just drawing a blank. The scenic view posts, and then I also built a ride way back, hidden behind walls right here. There's a ride in the back corner of the building. So ultimately, the people are headed through the pathway and through a long queue line to ride this ride. And that pathway and queue line are the walk-through, I'm making quote marks, walk-through attraction of this ride. And then when they exit the ride, it continues on through the exit path for the ride, which you see right here. And ultimately, they go outside, and again, the exit path goes through this hedge maze. And the guests will eventually end up back into the main part of the park. Just to give you a little sneak peek, the next areas that I'm working on, there's going to be a performance stage. There's going to be a fire truck ride. And this is going to be a large children's area called Magic Gardens. And it's just a lot of shrapnel scenery kind of placed right now, but it will all be organized, and plantings and so on will be put in. You can see I started working on it here, but we'll look at more of that in later videos. And then there's a ride here called Drive the USA, which will be like a scenic car ride through different areas of sightseeing things you might see in the USA. So that's about it for this update. I'll zoom out again here and end with an overall view of the park in its current state. You could see we're maybe about halfway done. Once I finish those next lands, we'll be about halfway done. So watch for additional posts and updates in those new areas I'm building, and I hope you enjoy this. And I'll post this park out there so you could explore it more closely once I get about halfway through with it. But that's it for now. Wildman is out of here.